people considering the legalization of weed? You might be surprised to find out that the legalization of marijuana is actually something that is of great benefit to society. By referring to the findings of experts that focus on marijuana use, I have been able to gather key reasons as to why legalizing marijuana use is so beneficial. Marijuana is something that so many people use, with some people using it to be able to get through the day. That said, many people are unable to use it legally without having to move to a state that has legalized marijuana use. I aim to persuade you that the legalization of marijuana is of great benefit. As for how the legalization of marijuana is beneficial, I will explain marijuana's therapeutic benefits, the socioeconomic benefits of marijuana's legalization, and how marijuana is a better alternative to other currently legal options. Firstly, I will elaborate on how marijuana can be used therapeutically to help with chronic pain and multiple sclerosis, as well as to lessen symptoms of chemotherapy. Secondly, I will point out how marijuana's legalization creates jobs and stops illegal markets. Lastly, I will compare marijuana's limited dangers to the extensive amounts of harm inflicted by opioids, alcohol, aspirin, and tobacco use, which are all currently legal to use. Let us start by looking into marijuana's therapeutic benefits. Marijuana is very beneficial in regard to its therapeutic effects, with these effects applying to various situations. Beginning with marijuana's effects on chronic pain, the National Academies of Sciences, Engineering, and Medicine share their findings. They state that substantial evidence exists to support that marijuana can be used for adult chronic pain, with it lowering one's pain from the condition considerably. The National Academies of Sciences, Engineering, and Medicine also explain that marijuana may be beneficial for those with spasticity from multiple sclerosis. They state that there is substantial evidence to support that oral cannabinoids are effective for helping patient-reported spasticity symptoms. However, they also add that there is only limited evidence to support improvement of spasticity symptoms when measured by clinicians rather than by patients. Lastly, the National Academies of Sciences, Engineering, and Medicine explain that while there is not enough evidence to support the claim that marijuana can treat cancer itself, marijuana has use for treating chemotherapy symptoms. They expand on this by stating that there is a conclusive evidence that oral cannabinoids are effective in treating vomiting and nausea caused by chemotherapy. With the therapeutic benefits brought to light, how about we investigate the socioeconomic benefits of marijuana's legalization? Marijuana provides socioeconomic benefits such as increased jobs and elimination of illegal drug markets. According to Hudak, author of Marijuana, A Short History, legalization of marijuana has created jobs. Hudak discusses how Colorado issued over 25,000 licenses for the marijuana industry in 2015, with each of these licenses then being capable of employing multiple people as licensed enterprises hire employees, meaning that there are actually many more job openings than that 25,000. Next, Hudak explains that legalization of marijuana may be used to combat illegal markets. He states that as legal markets for marijuana stabilize and spread, they create more and more competition for illegal markets. Hudak also adds that there is some evidence that groups involved in illegal markets, such as the cartel, have lost influence in states where marijuana has been legalized. Since we now know the socioeconomic benefits of marijuana's legalization, let us finish with a discussion on how marijuana compares to its already legal competitors. Marijuana is a better alternative to other legal options, such as opioids, alcohol, aspirin, and tobacco. According to Collins and Markovitz, author of Marijuana, Abuse and Legalization, marijuana could serve as a valuable replacement for opioid use for reducing pain. They explain that opioids are the main type of drug used for pain relief, but that while they are very effective, they are also very addictive. However, they state that marijuana, while still addictive, may be significantly less addictive than opioids. Marijuana also has a significant advantage over alcohol and aspirin. As is explained by Earlywine in Understanding Marijuana, a new look at the scientific evidence, when they discuss marijuana's lack of toxicity. They explain that marijuana is non-toxic practically, as it is near impossible to reach lethal levels of THC. They continue this point by adding that while there are no deaths due to THC poisoning, there are thousands of deaths caused by alcohol and aspirin poisonings every year. Lastly, based on the findings of Peltz, the author of Smoking Pot versus Tobacco, What Science Says About Lighting Up, smoked marijuana is safer than tobacco when it comes to lung health. Peltz states that an assessment of marijuana research found that marijuana's risks to lung health were much lower than that of tobacco, with smoking being the top cause of preventable death in the United States. With all these advantages over already legal options, it is clear that marijuana's legalization is of great benefit. We have looked into some of the major positives for legalizing marijuana. We started with the therapeutic benefits, which included improved symptoms of chronic pain, multiple sclerosis, and chemotherapy. We then transitioned over into the socioeconomic benefits, such as creating jobs and removing illegal drug markets. Last week, we explored how marijuana is a better option to already legal options, such as opioids, alcohol, aspirin, and tobacco. With all of these clear positives to marijuana's legalization, why is it still a crime for people to reap its benefits? Thank you.